Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Light back with another YouTube video, and in today's video we're gonna be doing um another one of these DC concept videos, DC MCU concepts here. So yeah. Anyways, if you don't know what that is, basically I am just replacing, for example, the MCU with DC projects instead of the MCU titles. For example, I would be doing something like Superbad's replacing Captain America, something like that. If you want an in-depth explanation, go to my announcements video. I think I'm gonna make a playlist with all these videos, so it's easier to access. Just go to my playlist and you'll see it hopefully. But anyways, in today's video we're gonna be doing a concept here, and we're sticking with Phase 1 of the MCU here. Uh, I'm not exactly sure how these videos are gonna be coming out right now, so that's why I'm not gonna say exactly what I'm doing. But I'll just say, like, for example, setting up something or whatever. Anyways, so yeah, today we have the first video I'm recording at that is. Uh yeah, and it's gonna be Captain America 1, or Captain America the First Avenger. And instead I'm going to be changing the title to Superman, Man of Steel. I don't know. I would have liked to kept the Man of Steel name. It just feels like it's just more. It just kind of sounds a little bit better with, instead of it be called just Man of Steel, call it like Superman and then uh colon Man of Steel. It feels like the title's a little bit better. So that's honestly what I choose to name the movie. In terms of how I'm making this movie, in terms of casting wise, I'm pretty much gonna keep the whole same cast. I mean, I'll change the whole cast. I mean, sorry, I'll change it. Sorry, I'll keep the whole cast, other than two minor tweaks. Real quick. I've decided I'm not rolling with Lois Lane, Amy Adams as Lois Lane. She's not gonna be casted as her. Just personally, I'm not a huge fan of that casting. So instead, I chose Rachel McAdams to play Lois Lane instead. But other than that, like, everything's basically the same in terms of casting wise. Superman, of course, is still Henry Cavill and everything. So yeah, his parents' casting is all the same. In terms of villains and what happens in this movie, so for villain wise, it's going to be still General Zod. I'm keeping it pretty much the same as Man of Steel, but I have a few minor tweaks I want to change up. So first of all, it's gonna stay the same. Like, I think I'm gonna roll it with the same. Uh, Clark Kent gets his powers, then he ends up fighting General Zod and stuff. The one thing I'm gonna slowly deteriorate from the other one is the fact I feel as if the Lois Lane and Superman thing went way too fast. So honestly, I'm gonna slow that down a bit and maybe perhaps make them kind of somewhat dating in this. Uh, Same also, like, as soon as Clark grows up, I, instead of having him join the Daily Bugle like in the last minute or last little bit of the movie, I'm instead gonna make him in the Daily Bugle straight away, and I'm gonna make it so Clark is in the Daily Bugle for a bit, and then Superman comes, rather than Superman comes first, then Daily Bugle. I just feel, or sorry, not Daily Bugle. Sorry, that's from Spider-Man. My apologies. I meant Daily Planet. Sorry about that. Uh, so yeah, this will just basically roll as a Superman origin story. Uh, and in terms of the other tweak, I wanted to say as well is there'll actually be a bit of Easter eggs pointing to some things. Like, I don't think this is an Easter. Actually, I don't know if this is defined as an Easter egg, but I would be saying something like name dropping specifically Bruce Wayne and stuff like that. Like, they will be name dropped. Uh, like, I'm thinking probably something like, for example, when they're in the reporter's room or something, it would say something like, "Oh, Clark, you're gonna go interview this Bruce Wayne guy. He seems like super rich. I think he's up to something," or something like that. Like, I think I might do something like that like that wise, rather than just be like Bruce Wayne or whatever, something like that. I'm thinking that's how I'm gonna roll with it. Uh, as well as I do plan on making a Wonder Woman movie before this. So maybe there'll be some not a cameo, but something from her as well, name dropped. Uh, yeah, so I mean it's gonna point towards a solo origin story, so it's not nothing too big here. In terms of Lex Luthor, and in terms of the villains, uh, really right now it's just General Zod and the originals General Zod and stuff like that. So it's not nothing too big with that. Uh, yeah, so it's nothing too big with that. But in terms of Lex Luthor was never in the Man of Steel movie. That's something I'd like to change. Now, in terms of how I really was gonna deal with this, is honestly I was gonna say maybe perhaps like Lex Luthor could be in it, but in a very very minor role, like a very very minor role is what I'm thinking. Like I don't want him to be anything like that. And speaking of casting wise, I am taking it away from Jesse Eisenberg. No offense to him, he's a good actor and everything. Just personally, not a huge fan of that whole shenanigan. Personally, what I'm gonna do is uh, instead of making him like a kiddish, like I would make him established, like an established billionaire. Like I'm thinking, I'd probably make him like some sort of billionaire that's just like in the background, and like Superman's getting like bad vibes from him. So like that's what I'm kind of thinking. Like he'd be a whole established billionaire. He wouldn't say anything kind of like he's like I hate Superman or something like that. I don't think that would happen. Uh, or something like that. It would just mainly kind of be just there-ish. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. I mean, in terms of casting wise for Lex Luthor, uh, I'm not I'm not gonna really cast anybody as of yet, just because I feel like that's just giving it away too much. I'm not gonna say he's in a post credit scene because it could be in a post credit scene. Like it be could be like Mr. Luthor, Superman, and General Zod destroys Metropolis or something like that. So I think that's what kind of card I'm gonna be playing. Like I'm gonna be playing that sort of card where it's like kind of like I'm playing that. I'm gonna try and play that sort of card where it's like it's not really where he's not really established as of yet. Like he's kind of blaming stuff on Superman, kind of like how Batman blamed Superman for the Metropolis thing back in Batman vs Superman. Kind of that kind of role, but instead of Batman, it'd be Lex Luthor. But Lex Luthor is completely bad in this thing. So it would never show him, but it would outline his character a lot. Like you could see the big bald head, you could see LexCorp and stuff like that. You would never, but you wouldn't see exactly his face, just because it creates more suspense into who's being casted. But I mean, that's pretty much it though. Anyways, yeah, so that's how I'm gonna be making the Superman movie here, Superman Man of Steel, and yeah. Again, I have no clue when these are dropping too. Like these could be dropped every week or something. I have no clue. It's probably just gonna be like whenever I have a chance to drop them. Uh, but anyways, that's pretty much it though. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.